The Chicago Bears seem to be entering a new era with a more aggressive mindset in the market and a keen eye on the future of the offense. But two decisions could shake up the roster: a potential signing that would weaken a direct rival, and a plan already in motion to replace one of the most productive pieces from last season, a reinforcement that terrifies quarterbacks, and a running back who may be on borrowed time. Stay with me until the end. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel because today's episode goes straight to the point about what's really happening in Chicago. Zadarius Smith has been the Chicago Bears' nightmare for years. Whether in the uniform of the Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, or more recently the Detroit Lions, the veteran edge rusher has made a career tormenting quarterbacks from the Illinois franchise. Now, after stints with all three division rivals, fate may finally change. Smith could become the Bears' next defensive reinforcement. According to Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, Smith's name is already on the radar of Chicago's front office and new coaching staff. The idea is clear. Use training camp to evaluate the rotation of pass rushers, which currently includes Montez Sweat and Dayo Odeyingbo. And if the combination doesn't meet expectations, activate Plan B with Smith's arrival. And why is Smith still relevant even at 33 years old? Simple, because he continues to deliver results. He recorded 9 sacks in 2024, even amid injuries and adapting between teams. In 140 NFL games, Smith has accumulated 69 sacks, 173 QB hits, and 85 tackles for loss. These numbers place the veteran among the most productive names in the league over the past decade. And even in the twilight of his career, he can still make a real impact in obvious passing situations. It is precisely in this context that Smith could be a perfect fit in the Bears' defensive scheme. Odeyingbo has proven to be a solid defender against the run, and on third downs, he often slides inside the line. This opens up space on the edge opposite Montez Sweat, a space that Smith can occupy with mastery. Matt Holder of Bleacher Report reinforced the connection. Smith may not be a complete defender anymore, but as a pass rusher on third downs, few available have his track record. With Odeyingbo handling the run game and Sweat on the strong side, Smith could be the ideal complement. Beyond the technical aspect, signing Smith would have an immediate strategic effect. It would weaken the Detroit Lions, the current back-to-back NFC North champions, and the Bears' main rival in the fight for division dominance. Smith finished 2024 as the second leading sack leader for the Lions, only behind Aiden Hutchinson, despite having played in only 8 games. With Hutchinson returning from a fracture and the rest of Detroit's pass rush being completely lackluster, losing Smith would mean opening a real hole in the defense, and that's something the Bears know how to exploit. From a financial standpoint, the move is also viable. Smith just exited a 2-year contract worth $23 million, averaging $11.5 million per year. The Bears have about $15 million in cap space and could finalize the deal without compromising their future flexibility. A move with moderate risk, controlled cost, and immediate impact. Exactly the type of decision Chicago avoided in previous cycles. And that now shows the front office is genuinely willing to change the competitive profile of the team. In the end, the potential arrival of Zadarius Smith represents more than just a strategic reinforcement. It is a direct message to the division. The Chicago Bears no longer want to be the team that takes the hits. They want to be the team that delivers them. Speaking of delivering hits, there is a player on the roster who is starting to feel the pressure of the system. Despite coming off a good season, his place is already being evaluated, and perhaps replaced by a younger name more aligned with the team's new style. DeAndre Swift may have accumulated nearly 1,000 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns in 2024, but his future with the Chicago Bears is already being debated internally. According to the latest projections, the franchise has even identified a name and position for his eventual replacement. Jeremiah Love, a running back from Notre Dame, projected as a potential pick for the Bears in the upcoming 2026 draft. The analysis comes from Matt Miller of ESPN, who released his first simulation for next year. In it, the Bears appear with the 17th overall pick, which in itself is revealing. A competitive campaign, but insufficient for the playoffs. With this position, Miller believes Chicago can finally select the future running back they attempted to draft in 2025, but ended up missing out on. The name from last cycle was Ashton Jeanty, who was on the team's radar, but did not fall to their draft position. Now, with Love available, the scenario is repeating itself. only with even greater urgency. The reason? Growing skepticism around Swift. Despite his solid numbers, Swift finished 2024 with the lowest yards per carry average of his career, just 3.8. For a player who built his identity on explosiveness and the ability to gain yards after contact, this is a red flag. Add to that the fact that Swift was signed under the previous regime, and we have the perfect scenario for a change. Current head coach Ben Johnson has known Swift since their time in Detroit, but has already shown he is not exactly a fan of the style of the number 0 jersey, so much so that with the coaching staff in his hands, the franchise not only considered JT in the draft, but also keeps Roshan Johnson as an active piece on the roster. Despite his injury history, the potential arrival of Love in 2026 makes perfect sense within Johnson's tactical plan. The young running back from Notre Dame is strong, 6'0", 205 pounds, but has the speed to break big plays and is extremely productive as a receiver. A modern, versatile profile ready to share or assume the starring role in a multiple backfield. Exactly what the new offensive system requires. And the timing of the change also makes sense from a contractual perspective. Swift signed a 3-year, $24 million contract with the Bears, but 2025 will be the last year in which the financial impact of his departure would be minimally manageable. The franchise could still cut or trade him next summer without significant cap losses, especially if Love comes in via the draft with a 4-year rookie contract plus a 5th-year option. The scenario is clear. Swift's numbers hide the fact that he is in technical decline, and even with experience, charisma, and leadership, his future will depend on 2 things: producing at a high level early in 2025, and most importantly, showing that he can still be explosive. Something that was not frequently seen last season. The race has already begun, and for Swift, every snap in 2025 could be a test of whether he deserves to stay. Because if it depends on the front office's planning, the future of the backfield already has a name, surname, and a draft number. The Chicago Bears are finally thinking like a big franchise. They are aiming for surgical reinforcements like Zadarius Smith that can transform the defense immediately and also destabilize direct rivals. At the same time, they are already studying the future of their most traditional position, the running back. The pressure on DeAndre Swift is real, and the name Jeremiah Love represents a clear shift towards youth and efficiency. Question for the fans: do you think the Bears should really invest in Zadarius Smith even with his advanced age? And furthermore, does DeAndre Swift still deserve to lead this backfield, or is it time to look for fresh blood? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it, share your opinion in the comments, and subscribe to the channel to keep up with every move in this new era of the Bears. Until next time.